So let's talk about the culture of bullying that older women create for younger women in the workplace, right? If you work in the healthcare as a CNA or in any field where it's predominantly women teaching or whatever, you would notice that you would get women of all ages, younger and older. And these older women create a culture where they're comfortable just bullying these girls to create an easier work life for themselves. Let me say it clearly. These older women will create a culture that this is what we're going to do here. So whenever a younger woman comes in, let's use CNA because that's the most typical one, they either fall in line, get with the program, or they get bullied out. These women will go to HR. They will push these women out. They will bully. They will shame if you don't fall in line and keep your nose down. And this is only so that the older women can have it easier, right? They want their job to be easier, even if they're doing something wrong, corrupt, or something that should get them fired a long time ago. They will bully you into falling in line to do things that's also wrong, corrupt, and something that can get you fired when you come into the workplace. They will shame you. They will call you, a sleep around girl. They will do everything, any kind of tactic. They will do the silent treatment. They will do anything from high school nastiness. They will mess with your food. They will do all type of bullying tactics so that you fall in line to make their job easier, not y'all job easier, because they don't care what happened to you, right? They will only present themselves as if they care when you fall in line. Oh, this girl fall in line with our ways. And she got in an accident. Oh my gosh. She was a good one. You understand? And that's how feminism works nowadays. If you don't fall in line with whatever they're pushing, they will bully you. And now we have the tactics of cyberbullying. They will cyberbully you to the end. And young women naturally fall in line and even adapt the culture as if that's what it's supposed to be, right? And it's worse when it comes to men, because they only respect two things: a bad man. Watch I'm gonna make another video about that one. Especially in the black community, a bad man or a man who have power. Because what happens is if you or a man who come off weak, or a man who don't speak up for themselves, they will crush you. And they will create a culture where, they don't want the woman to talk to you. Nobody talk to this person. No, I'll watch it personally where they would say, nobody talk to this person. Nobody do with this. No. Or that person's a loser. That person's a lame. And even when they don't directly say towards you, say they don't get fired, they will say it around you. You understand? I watch a group of women talk about another girl like, she thinks she's all that, but she's really ugly because she only look good with her lashes on or with her wig on. They really try to tear into this young girl, even though the young girl is more accomplished than them, right? Where in a sense that these women were CNAs and the young woman was a nurse. But the fact that she come off as she's not going to fall in line with their tactics, and then they try these bullying tactics on her. And these women are notorious. They don't care about you. You can pass away. They don't remember. Sometimes they don't remember your name, right? They don't remember anything about you. But what makes girls fall into this trap is that girls nowadays especially seem to have just an urge for companionship, for to be with somebody, to have friends to go out with. Because friends is so important to young girls, especially in their head. And what makes it that way is that these women, or even not just in the workplace, even in feminism in modern time, convince you that you cannot see companionship in a man. Oh, look, he would cheat on you. Like, look, my husband cheated on me after 40 years, and that man would cheat on you too because he did the pattern. Even though that man's a good man too. They try to push man away from you. So you see companionship only with women. And when you see companionship only with women and you're surrounded by them, you seem to want to hang out with them. A lot of women look at them like, if I do not have these women as my friends to go out and drink with or socialize with, even though they're nasty to me, I'm not gonna have nobody. And it seemed that most of these women rather tolerate abuse than to be alone. They would rather tolerate abuse than to be isolated. And that's how it works in the workplace. Because these women give you two options. You can fall in line to our abusive nature or abusive program, or you can suffer the even most heinous conditions of being isolated and targeted for bullying and harassment. And these young women would choose to fall in line and suffer what kind of nasty things they throw at them. Because being isolated, and it does weigh on you. It's not going to weigh right away. It's going to weigh down in times. And these young women will cry and cry. Oh, these girls are so mean to me. They say such wicked things that I've never heard anybody said. And then go back to these women because they disguise it as tough love, in quotations, right? Like, oh, we're just trying to toughen you up. We're just trying to prepare you for what's to come. We're just trying to mother you, as you say, right? When in reality, they are just trying to create an easier work for themselves. And a lot of them, since they're older, they're like heavier. So they'll push their weight around on these younger girls. They do it all the time, right? Like, okay, we'll push you down. Like, and when it comes to numbers, it's like a prison game. It's instead of like being violent as it is in prison, they get the psychological violence, the cattiness. Oh, she sleeps around. Oh, this and that. Oh, she smells. Because they do that a lot. She smells. Oh, she doesn't do her job. You have to be perfect. A perfect princess to escape with on your own, or you gotta be Iron Woman, Wonder Woman. You gotta be iron like a lion from Zion to not make it affect you. Because after months, and people keep putting negative energy towards you, sooner or later you're going to feel something. You're going to say, you know what I mean? It's going to either bother you where you crash out, like, yo, meet me outside, how about that? Or you're going to break down. And those are the two things they're looking for. They want you to crash out or break down. And it's not fair, but what's even worse is that you perpetuate, you join into it, and let's say misery like company, because 20, 30 years from now, you're going to turn into one of these old, bitter women, and you're going to bully somebody else without knowing that while you're doing it. You know what I mean? Because the culture, it's like that whole monkey and the banana cage thing, right? They had the monkey in the cage where they gave him a banana, and whenever the monkey does something that they like, they give him a banana. But whenever the monkey does something that is wrong, they shock the monkey. And sooner or later, they stop shocking. No, I'm saying it wrong. It was the feed. Every time on an hour, they would give the monkey like a peanut or something, and if they go to the feeding cage. So every time on an hour, they would go, they get a monkey a peanut, and every monkey would go to the cage. So they'll have 5 monkeys in the cage, and little by little, they swap the monkey out, right? So at a time, the monkeys keep going to the cage every hour to the feeding port, and they stopped feeding them. There was no more feeding, and they swapped all the monkeys out till there's no more monkey left where that ever got fed from that feeding port. You know what I mean? But all the new monkeys just know that we go every hour. We go to the feeding port. We go to the feeding port to get something's coming at the feeding port. So they just naturally go to the feeding port without knowing why. You understand? And that's how it is. They just naturally gravitate to doing it without even any benefits. They just naturally become nasty and bitter themselves. And you gotta be careful of people's energy, because people, let's say misery like company, because nothing more than a woman who can't get a man or can't get a life together want to see if that somebody else can't get their life together, especially somebody who they deem that they don't like, right? Because these young women, they got men now. They got their husbands or their boyfriends, and that pissed these older women off. Matter of fact, they got male attention, because especially when it's a predominantly feel like a nursing situation or healthcare field, that they want the male attention. They're used to these older men that been there for a long time, flirting with them. And when these young girls come by, they now lose that attention, and they want to eliminate the competition. Right? If you don't believe what I'm saying, it's okay. But if you've seen it for yourself, please like this video and let me make more. Let's go.